Hello guys, Greg back with another video. So today I'm doing my top 10 summer fragrances for 2018. It's my own personal list. These fragrances are the ones I'm already wearing and ones I'm looking forward to wearing most during this summer. Now, apart from always saying, hello guys, Greg back with another video, I've got no catchphrases on this channel and people are always asking me about it and everyone else seems to have one. So I'm going to have one from now on. It's something I always say on the Facebook groups about my collection. So from now on, we're going to say all fragrances featured in any of my videos are guaranteed all killer, no filler. So, before we get into the video, a quick watch of the day. This is my Sea Dweller 43, reference 126600. So enough of all that, let's get into the video. Number 10, one of the lesser talked about Creed fragrances, but one that's perfect for summer, in my opinion. This is Neroli Savage. Very simple but very beautiful fragrance. Lots of citrus, lots of neroli. Got Creed's signature ambergris in here. It's a fresh, clean, uplifting fragrance. I do highly recommend this. The only one thing I would say is performance is not great. So if you need something that lasts all day, you're going to have to opt for something else or take a decant and reapply with that one. Number 9. This is from what is probably the best series of fragrances ever, in my opinion. This is Dior Homme Cologne. And this is another simple fragrance, another elegant fragrance though. Bergamot, grapefruit and musk in here, and they're blended superbly together and give you a very fresh aromatic fragrance. Works well on very hot days, perfect for summer actually. If you don't know that one, haven't tried it, you've got to try it. It's a superb fragrance. Number 8, one that I don't really hear anyone talk about. And this is from Frederic Malle and it's called Bigarade Concentré. Now this one smells like a freshly squeezed orange. It's so fresh, it's actually mouth-watering. There's also a very fresh, clean grass note in here, and when you mix that with the orange, the combination is superb. But again, the drawback with this one, and it's a big drawback, is performance is really poor. It smells great, but performs awful. So just bear that in mind. Number 7, one from the house of Le Labo, and this one is Bergamot 22. Now this one was a grower for me, wasn't an instant love, but I absolutely love this now. And I think that the recent versions of this actually last longer than previous bottles I've had. Could be my imagination, but I definitely think this has improved in terms of performance. But this one's got a ton of bergamot in here. It's got lots of other citruses, it's got a lot of vetiver in here. But it's very nice muskiness to this fragrance as well. It's nothing like Roger Parfum's Bergamot Extrait, which is the other fragrance that always springs to mind as being very much loaded up with bergamot, but they're completely different. But this one's very fresh, uplifting, and it's very, very good in the soaring heat. That's Bergamot 22. Number 6. Now this is a Chanel Allure Homme fragrance, but probably not the one that you'd expect to see. This is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne. Now I love every fragrance from this line, but this one is the best suited to really hot days for me. It's so light and fresh, there's nothing heavy or cloying about it. It's just a mix of mouth-watering citruses, literally a little bit of everything. It's got lemon in here, you've got orange, mandarin, grapefruit, there's bergamot. And to sort of bolster it up a bit, there's some aldehydes in here and some musk. You can pretty much spray as much as you want of this one, you're not going to offend anyone. And performance on this one's actually pretty good for a citrus light type of scent. That's Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne. Number 5, we've got a Tom Ford Private Blend fragrance. And this one in the big old bottle is Azur Lime. Now this is a woody floral musk fragrance. If you added the word citrus to that description, you'd have, you know, the fragrance perfectly described. It is a mix of citruses, woods, florals and musks. It's discontinued now. I don't think this one ever really got the credit it deserved. It is poor on performance and a lot of people have talked about that. But the scent itself is amazing to me. It's far better scent wise than a lot of fragrances that are really talked about by people. But it's gone now, so we have to find something else. So next up, one of the fragrances that people always ask me about when I wear. That doesn't happen a lot, but when I wear this, people always want to know what it is. And this one is from the House of Serjoff, and it's called Neo. Now, this isn't a house that I've really fallen in love with, but I have with this particular fragrance. It's a very green citrus fragrance, lots of bergamot in here and lots of vetiver, and vetiver is the note that survives the longest. It runs right the way through. For a citrus fragrance, this performs fantastically well, and for a summer fragrance though, it is quite thick in its constitution, and what I mean by that, it's very rich and perfumey is the word I'd use, you know, rather than being light and zesty. So it could be quite overpowering if you wore it during the day in real heat. But of all of the fragrances I own, that is probably in the top 3 most worn for me. So that tells you how much I like Neo. Number 3. Now, this is a fragrance I have loved ever since its release. I remember a soaring hot day. It was 2006. I was on a business trip. I had some time to kill, and I went into a perfume store, and this had literally just come in on that day. They were putting up all of the marketing and shelving and stuff, and I sniffed it, and I just bought the bottle there and then. And I've had a bottle of this in my collection for the last 12 years. I've never been without it. And this is Versace Man Oh Fresh, and we don't mess around. All killer, no filler. The big bottle, yeah? But this is a beautiful, unique citrus woody musk, an aquatic fragrance as well, I'd describe it. There's a note in here that's rarely used in men's fragrances, and it's star fruit. And star fruit to me smells like a tropical beach. I don't really think you can go wrong with this fragrance. It's very hard to dislike, but I think it's one that if you love it, you really love it. And I do, and that is Versace Man Oh Fresh. So, now we've got just 2 to go. And the one that narrowly missed out on the top spot, this is quite a recent release, and this is a very much a departure from the normal creations from this house and from this perfumer. And the fragrance is from the house of Roger Parfum, and it's called Elysium Parfum Cologne. And my bottle's rattling, just turning that round, a bit OCD. But this is what I would say is the first and only kind of mainstream release from this house, but it's mainstream with an injection of quality. I see Elysium as being Roger Dove's venture into the world of fragrances such as Bleu de Chanel and Aventus, the real crowd pleasers. Now, Elysium is all about grapefruit and vetiver for me. There's a lot of other things going on in here, but ultimately it comes down to a very high quality dose of those 2 notes. There is a parfum version of this, but I think the slightly lighter parfum cologne that we've got here works a little bit better in the heat for me. The fragrance has got its critics. I understand hardcore fans of the brand may not like the direction that this fragrance takes the brand, but I also completely understand why the brand have done it. And all in all I care about is that it's a beautiful fragrance, but it is expensive. 1 left. Number 1, the king of summer fragrances, yet to be dethroned, not even close. Coconut, rum and lime, Creed's Virgin Island Water. It's the fragrance that I own that has the best ability to transport me to another place. I know I've said this before, but wherever I am, whatever time of year, whatever the climate, stick this under my nose and I'm transported to a beach bar in the middle of summer. I'm one of the lucky people that get great performance from this. It's probably my best performing Creed. Some people say they get awful performance. For some reason it just works for me. But it's not a creative or arty fragrance. It's just a beautiful, uplifting summer banger. So that's number 1, Creed's Virgin Island Water. So there you go. That's my top 10 summer fragrances for the summer of 2018. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave some comments. Love to hear your favourites. Hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to the subscribe button, and you get notifications when I do a new video, all that stuff. If you're interested in trying any of these fragrances, most of these are available on my online store to purchase as samples. If you don't know already, my store is fragrancesamplesuk.com. If you're outside of the UK, you can't order directly from the website, but you can email us and we can sort orders out. And that email address is info@fragrancesamplesuk.com. Both of those addresses are in the video description below. Thanks again, guys. I will see you all soon with another video. Cheers.